Yeah.
Well, do you have a beer?
I do, yes. I haven't poured it yet, but
Good.
I
Yeah, don't
do.
pour it yet. Don't pour it yet.
Okay.
It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time. And I came to groove. The whole band's here and we came to move. Got a fresh...
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Business Over Beer podcast. I am your host, Ben Surratt. And today I have a guest. It's kind of weird. I know. I have another guest. It's awesome. Guest, who are you?
Hi, my name is Yvonne Murray, and I run the account Milwaukee Beer Blog on Instagram.
Love it. Thank you so much for joining me today, Yvonne.
Of course, I'm so happy to be here. Thank
Seriously.
you for having me.
Yeah, I really do. I've been following you for a little bit, and I really enjoy your pictures. We'll into everything you do, but first, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a Broken Bat Brewing Bohemian Light Lager called On an Island.
On an Island. Ooh. And I'm going
Hmm.
to be drinking the Hinterland Blue Wheat. Dun dun dun. It's kind of hard with my virtual thing, my green screen thing. Oh, that's actually pretty good right here. Look at that.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah, no, it
nice.
looks great.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna pop mine open. You can pop yours
Okay.
open. Let's see. Whoa, look at that.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Jeez. Look at that. Look at that. You're a pro. Look at that pour.
It's a beautiful pour.
I know. You're a pro. All right. Virtual cheers or prost. Dink. Mm.
Cheers.
Holy cow. That's really good. You
It looks
said
really good.
you never had this before, right?
Mm-mm, I
Yeah,
don't think
pick it
so.
up. Pick it up.
Yeah,
It's delicious.
it
How's
definitely looks
yours?
really good. It's nice and crisp, like a lager should be, and I love it.
Oh. Um, Lagers like remind me of summer.
Hmm.
Like every time I taste one, it just reminds me of summer. Like I grew up here, back in the day. It reminds me of like state fair, county fair, county stadium. You know what I'm saying? I
I've
don't know.
never been. I've never been
Well, I
to
know. I'm old.
it.
So Yvonne, what is the Milwaukee Beer Blog?
I actually started it 5 years ago, which is crazy to think about how much time has passed since then. I created it after college. I realized I had a lot of pictures of beer on my phone, and I was like, people are making Instagrams for their dogs. So I'm like, I might as well just make one for beer. And I started posting it, and it just kind of, I didn't have a set schedule. I didn't have anything on getting like, you know, growing it in any way. I was just trying to see where it went and kind of have a little fun with it, if
Yeah.
that makes sense at all.
So you just started it? Was there like a certain thing that happened like, this might be a thing, or was it just organic and just happened and next thing you know you have a bunch of followers and stuff?
It was pretty organic. I honestly would go in waves with posting on it. I was not good about posting on it at first. So my follower count was pretty minimal, I would say. And then a couple years ago, I met some people in the beer community, like beer Instagrammer community,
Hmm.
like Wisconsin Beer Lovers, Bill. He's awesome. And he got us all together, like I think it's 2 or 3 years ago now. And we all had these meetups every couple months, and I saw like what they were doing with their accounts, and I thought I might try to put a little bit more work into this. And of course, it goes in waves. I feel like there's busy times where I don't post as much, but I try to stay consistent where I post a couple times a week. But before, when I first started, I was not that serious about it. It was more so me just posting a picture of a beer and that was it.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about account growth. I wasn't thinking about trying to become an influencer. I wasn't thinking about any of that.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that the way it's very, I don't want to say it's different because you are posting a bunch of posts about beer, but it's not just the beer you're posting. It's like the atmosphere and the people that go to the bar. Is that on purpose or is that just something that kind of, you just happen to take pictures of at the time?
I would say I really like a good atmosphere. I know I have a dog who I really love to bring with me to breweries and bars and other areas he can go because he's very social.
Hmm.
And so I feel like atmosphere and climate and those kind of friendly environments are super important to me. So I really like to showcase that in my videos because some places might have like, really great beer, but their atmosphere is not that great. So
No,
it's kind of a drawback and,
no.
things like that. But I do like to capture those types of places and show everybody what it looks like, not just their beer.
Yeah. It's fantastic. So we'll have, of course, all that in the podcast, in the comments, or in the show notes. But so were you always a craft beer lover, or like where did that come from?
I would say I started drinking beer at a younger-ish age. Of course, I went to college in Wisconsin, so, beer was pretty readily available, but I didn't really like it at first
Hmm.
because it was crappy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, your typical
Oh yeah.
Natty Lights
Oh yeah.
and Miller Lights, and it just didn't appeal to me at all. And I
Hmm.
thought, my dad loves beer, and my mom likes some beers. Like, I probably should like beer. It runs in my family. But I didn't like it. And I was like, then I tried Spotted Cow
Ah, yep.
and Blue Moon, and I call them my gateway beers.
Everybody has one.
Exactly. I just loved those beers. They were just easy sippers. And then one of my friends for my 21st birthday bought me a pub pass. And she bought herself one too. So then we would go around the city and try different beers at different places. And that's when I first tried a sour ale. And I was like, this is delicious.
Hmm.
And then I got into IPAs after that. But I feel like then I got into sours and then IPAs and then, the whole works.
Was there a certain brewery that made you go, okay, I want to do this, or okay, I really enjoy what the craft beer community has. Was there a one brewery that was like your gateway brewery?
I really love Third Space Brewing. I went to school at Marquette, and so some of my friends and I would walk down the 16th Street Bridge, like on the way to Pato, basically. Then there
Hmm.
was some stairs. We would take the stairs down, and then Third Space was right there. And we would go there, and it was just such a fun atmosphere. Every Friday, they don't do this anymore, but they had the Brewmaster Toast, 5:45. Every Friday, they would tap a keg and it was $1 beer until the keg blew. And it was just a really fun place. And I kind of looked around a lot of times and thought, this is so fun. I would rather be here than a crowded bar,
Yeah.
and it was just fun to be able to talk to friends. And my dog could hang out in the beer garden when the weather was nice. So I feel like that was like my point where I looked at a brewery being like, this is essentially what third space is trying to do, make it a third space
Hmm.
where people can go and hang out and relax. And you don't even need to drink alcohol. Like they have hot water and it's just very inclusive.
I
And
agree.
that's what I really like. And that's honestly one of my favorite breweries in the city because of that.
I've been to the one, they're and I'm terrible with like directions and stuff, but it's like in the industrial part, right? And it's
Hmm.
huge.
Yeah.
That place
It's
is
like Menominee
awesome.
Valley.
That's it.
Hmm.
Oh man, it's beautiful. It's huge.
It is.
And they're
It
very
is
kid
huge.
friendly, family friendly, so you can bring your kids and stuff. They have bands, I think. play
Hmm.
there. Oh man, that place is awesome. How would you define the Milwaukee beer culture?
Oh, I feel like it's so hard to define it. I just feel like it's such a legacy
Mm.
because you have the history of Paps, Schlitz, um, Blatz, and then Miller. And so there's so many.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like I see that in the community. And I actually lived for 2 years right next to Pap's Mansion. And I don't know if that
Oh,
seems very fitting
yeah.
with everything. And I love Pap's Mansion. It's beautiful. But I just find it like woven into the culture in Milwaukee. I don't know if it's because it's the Midwest. We're known for being a little bit heavier drinkers
Yeah.
or partake in the libations, however you want to phrase it. But I just love that aspect of Milwaukee. And I find that the breweries kind of go off on that.
I mean, I think this is like one of my questions, but in my opinion, I think it's all about like um, the camaraderie and bringing people together. It's not just about the beer. I mean, beer is part
Mhm.
of it, right? But like, it's more about celebrating life almost. You know what I mean? Because the Midwest, the
Mhm.
Milwaukee, the Wisconsin people, they work hard. You know, a lot of blue collar, and they play hard. And when they play hard, they want people surround, they want the community, they want the camaraderie behind it. Do you agree? I mean,
I do agree. And they call Milwaukee the city of festivals too. So I
that's
feel like
right.
that also brings people together. And, Miller is a huge sponsor of a lot of festivals like Summerfest and things like that. So I feel like that's also like a community aspect. There's a festival for every different culture. There's music festivals, there's food festivals, there's beer festivals, and it's just a great way to get everyone together and, celebrate this beautiful city.
Summerfest.
Yes,
I have
exactly.
not been back since, or I have not been there since I've moved back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't been there. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't been there in shoot. I think Hootie and the Blowfish were still touring.
Oh my gosh, that's so
So,
funny.
so whatever that was. Um, yeah. Oh man, we're gonna go this year for sure. Um,
Awesome.
let's talk a little bit about you. So, what's a day in a life look like for you as a quote unquote beer blogger? Because you have a 9 to 5 too, right?
Yes. This past year has been a lot for the growth of the beer Instagram, which I'm very grateful for, the followers and everything like that. But it was also very difficult. I'm currently in graduate school to be for my doctorate of nursing practice, so I'll be able to be a or function as a nurse practitioner when I finish. It's a 4-year degree. I was in my second year, and I was working as a bedside nurse and I was a TA all at the same time. And it
Wow.
was it was rough to say the least, but I tried to push through and take advantage of my days or nights off. Like if I had downtimes where I was done with my grading or done with assignments, I would, go to a brewery with my dog and my husband, and we would just like hang out. And then I would try to post content on top
Hmm.
of that. So I feel like it's been a little difficult. I will say in the summer, it's been a little bit more, I shouldn't say flexible is the word.
Yeah.
Um, so I just try to showcase different things or post different things at least 2 to 3 times a week in the summer. That's my goal.
Yeah.
But I feel like since I'm a bedside nurse, I work 12-hour shifts. It's hard to
Jeez.
because my days look so different. So yesterday I was at work all day, and then today I've been off, spending time with my dogs, walking them, hanging out, and
Yeah.
now I'm drinking beer. So it's very different day in and day out, which I am very grateful for that because it's nice not to work Monday through Friday, but at the
Yeah.
same time, there's drawbacks in that too.
I don't think people understand how much time and effort goes into doing what you do, what I do. It's
Hmm.
just you have to love it because the reward is um the fact that you get to share your experience and you get to have people, talk about your experience. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know.
Um,
And it's like,
Go ahead.
oh, sorry. Yeah, it's like like a year or two ago, I thought about just like ending the Instagram altogether because I was like very overwhelmed. And then I get like comments on my Instagram being like, "Thank you for showing me this," or "Love your content." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not just posting into the void." It's nice to
Yeah.
hear that it resonates with people and people like it. So that's also a nice thing to come out of it too.
Yeah. And you have a really good, how many people do you have following you?
I actually just hit 5K today, which is
That's,
crazy.
that is,
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. And it's all organic, obviously. I mean, um,
Mhm.
is there, is there something that you have learned or something that came up that you never expected as a quote unquote beer blogger? Or are you an influencer? See, I don't know what to call
I don't
it. Are you an
know.
influencer?
I've heard some people call me that. Like they'll be like, "Oh, you're under this influencer list at like when you go and pick up this thing or this product or do this thing." And it sounds kind of gross to me, to be honest. But I am technically, I guess. I don't want to say it's gross because I don't want to diminish like, that might be what some people want. But I didn't think when I started the blog that I'd become an influencer, if that makes sense.
It's 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 awesome. You know what I mean? But is there like are like getting invited to things something you didn't expect? Was that kind of like wow? Like, you know what I mean?
I would say that was I shouldn't say when I first started, my mom was like, "Why are you doing this?" Of course, because my mom's an accountant. She's very like,
Oh yeah.
"What are you doing? Why is this happening?" Like things have to be logical. And I go, "Well, I have a lot of like I like beer. Like maybe if I keep posting about it, maybe I'll get sent free beer." That was like and it did happen. And then now it's morphed into events or partnering with certain brands and doing certain things or working with certain festivals, which I did not expect. So it kind of grew into like a forward trajectory, which is really nice.
Yeah. So what things have you been invited? Like what, give us an example.
I'm going to Bratfest tomorrow. I partnered with them. That's in Madison. I didn't even really know about this festival until they reached out to me, but a lot of people in the Madison area know about it. It's the largest Bratfest in the United States. Of course, it's naturally in Wisconsin.
Well, duh.
I know, duh. And so I'm going to be going there and promoting some content. And just other like alcohol brands. I've done some stuff with Third Space Brewing, which was really nice. I've done some content for them. And then Broken Bat Brewing, I've done some content for them. Um, Usually it's in exchange for like free products and stuff like
Hmm.
that, which is nice. And Chiba Hut, which was interesting, sandwiches. It's so delicious though. That was my first time trying Chiba Hut. I'm like, this is amazing. I need to come back. But it's been very random. Even hop teas. I did not realize how good hop teas were
Hop tea. I
until,
never heard of hop tea.
oh, it's so good. I think it's called Hopslark. Hoplark, I think it's called. I don't know if I'm
Hoplar.
pronouncing that right. You can get it in Pick and Saver Metro Market. I saw them on the shelves recently, but it's very good and it's like pretty much
Hoplark?
zero. Hoplark, yeah.
All right. Good thing I were recording this because I don't have my
Hmm.
pen or anything. Hoplark.
Yeah,
And is it
and
like an
it's zero
iced tea?
cal.
Is it like an iced tea? Like a Tazo, whatever? Or you know what I'm saying? What kind of tea is it?
It's it's very like they have different varieties of it.
Hmm.
So I think one I had was like chamomile and a certain type of hops, and their teas like it's
Oh,
basically
like in a bag?
no, it's like in a can. It's like in a tall boy can, kind of similar to this, and it just says like Hopslark. It's like a tall boy for like hop water, essentially, but it's more
Ooh.
flavorful than hop water.
That would be awesome, especially for those who go like on like dry January or something like that. You know what I mean? A good
Mhm.
tea, that's a game changer in my opinion.
And it's really good. It was like 0 calorie or even 5 calories or something like that. So it's like very like a healthy alternative if you want like a sparkling water or in
Hmm.
place of a beer or something,
Yeah.
or
No, I
do
get
a
it.
dry January or things like that.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Okay. All right. Um, so do you, when you're going out to places, how do you decide where to go and who to feature? Is it just, do you have a list? Do you have people contact you? Do you take suggestions? How does that work on who you feature?
I would say it depends on the situation. Sometimes if I'm going somewhere, like I did this for Door County last summer, I said like, what are people's recommendations? In a on like an Instagram story, and then people will just, sift in their recommendations. But a lot of times it's just research, kind of looking into breweries. And then more so in the Milwaukee community, you kind of hear about breweries and their beers that maybe won competitions
Mhm.
or things like that. So, and also I feel like a big factor for me is if I can bring my dog or not. I'm like,
Oh,
I
no,
love a
I get
dog
it.
friendly place, so I feel like I just have like a list of dog friendly options that I love going to, and there's beers that I enjoy every time.
Hmm.
So it's like my solid choices. So I feel like if people have been following me for a while, they can see like, oh, she really likes this place, or oh, she really likes that place. But obviously I like a variety, so I don't just go to one place. I like to rotate.
Sure. So what kind of, do you have one dog or do you have,
I'm dog sitting right now for a
okay,
couple weeks.
okay,
So right now we have two, but one. His name is Woody, and he's
Woody.
a big rescue boy. He's like 105
What
pounds.
breed is he?
A hound mix. He's a little mutt. I shouldn't say little, big mutt.
I was gonna say,
Big mutt.
geez,
Yeah,
geez.
no, he's definitely a big boy.
And how old is he?
Yeah. He's gonna be 6.
Oh,
Had him since he
wow.
was like 4 months.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
hmm
Do you bring him everywhere you go?
Everywhere I can go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No.
He will sometimes, we live off of Brady Street.
Hmm.
And so sometimes on like a Tuesday morning, he'll like walk me to a bar. And it's like, no, buddy, like you can't go in there. He loves it. Like one time we went to a bar, Thurman's off of Brady Street, and there was all these college students and they were in a line just petting him and he was in
Oh,
heaven. And I
oh,
was drinking a young blood hazy, so I was in heaven too.
that's awesome.
hmm
So when you go, besides occasionally taking Woody, do you have other help? Because you're married, right? Does your husband help? Like, does he do stuff for, or not really?
What you mean like with the content and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, with the content.
Oh, yeah, like he'll take videos and like help me with certain things. I would say he's not super well versed in like photography or video footage,
Yeah, I get it.
unfortunately. Yeah, so he's like a little less helpful, but he will like, be like, "Oh, you should shoot this or you should shoot that." Or he'll have Woody pose for me or like, give him treats while I take like videos of him and things like that. So he'll do some of the behind the scenes, but I'm generically the one behind the camera doing all that stuff.
That's awesome.
I'm
Um,
sorry. Woody's like trying to squeak. Hey, Woody, let it out.
Woody,
He has his all day IPA by Founders Speedway.
nice.
I know. Yeah, they gave it to us when we toured last week, and he like is obsessed with it.
You were toured there. Where'd you tour? In Michigan?
Yeah, so my husband and I are both from Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is the acclaimed Beer City, USA. So I guess it runs in our blood that we both like beer. But
Yeah.
Founders reached out to me a couple months ago, just like, to touch
What?
base.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a full circle moment. I was like, wow, like I'm from Grand, and I even messaged them back. I said, I'm from Grand Rapids. Like this would be so fun. And they were like, oh, if you're ever in town, like let us know. And so I did. I let them know, and they were like, we'll have our PR person give you a tour, and it was beautiful. They're like a food processing center. So their brewery is like immaculate. And they have all these different types of robots. They have a robot specifically for barrel aged beers, like canning and bottling it. I should say bottling it
Yeah,
for
because what's their barrel age series? They have a series.
Is it KBS or is that
Yes,
not it?
that's it.
Okay.
Is it? Gosh
I
darn
don't
it.
know.
I should know this.
My dad's more into the barrel aged
Yeah.
beer
My
stuff.
wife is that's like that's her jam. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I liked them. I like the like a little taste. Like I like a couple sips and then, but I can't do more
Same.
than that.
Yeah,
I wish
same.
I did, but
Yeah. And Centennial IPA.
yep.
Oh my goodness. That is my, especially in the summer, that is my as my beer fridge beer. Like that's the one I have in the fridge.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah, they were
saying?
telling us on the tour that there's, I think it's Chicago, but there was somebody who named their bar after the Centennial IPA, and they
Really?
always have it on, and they always have it on tap there.
So good.
Yeah.
It is so
Hmm.
good. Um, cool. My goodness. We're going up. This is fantastic. Um, have you ever had to do like have you ever had a meh experience at a brewery? And did you talk about it and did you get any pushback? Or have you had any pushback from a brewery like doing your thing? Just I don't know. Has
I
that ever
shouldn't
happened?
say I shouldn't say pushback, but there was a really weird situation where it actually happened with City Lights last year before they went out of business. Our beer group got together and one of the girls coordinated a tour and basically telling them like this is our group, like we usually do free products in exchange for content, so like let us know if you're interested. And they said we're interested, like come on out. And I think this was kind of when they were starting to do really poorly,
Mm.
and so they were like we can't really offer you any free beer, but we can give you a tour. And she was like that's fine, like it is what it is. And one of her friends was one of the he like helped brew beer at the time. So she had like a friend connection there. And we went and there was probably about 12 or 14 of us.
Mm.
And we go there and it's all fine. It's a little like there was some red flags where like the beer
How big
tenders
is the
were
space? How big is it?
it's near Menominee Valley, kind of near
Okay.
Third Space, just down the road nearby like
Okay.
where the Sobelman's um original location is.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful space. It's like kind of near like the railroad tracks. Like there's a big
Yes.
warehouse.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
And you can see from the highway, it says like City Lights.
Yep. Yep.
And um it's just like it's a very beautiful venue.
Yeah.
Or I should say tap
And
room. I think they also
is
do
an
weddings
older,
there.
it's an older, isn't it an older building or like older
Mhm.
part, right?
Yeah, I think it used to be like a rail station or something.
Yeah.
I think so. I could be wrong. It could
Yeah.
be a factory too. They told us, but it was a little
That's fine.
while ago.
That's fine.
But we went there and the beer tenders were drinking. Like, I don't care if like bartenders drink, like, do your thing. You're in the service industry, a lot of people do that. But they were just like going ham.
Oh boy.
Like, and it's not like they were getting belligerent, but you could just tell they were like getting more, getting more, getting more. And um we were just like, and we get there and they offer us drinks with our tour. And we're like, oh, they didn't say that they were gonna offer us drinks. So we got our drink, we had the tour and we were gonna go we leave and we're cashing out and they charge us for the tour. And that was kind of just a money grab situation. And we were
Wow.
all like, well, we're not going to make content for you because this is, and some of the people on the internet, like some of the people in our beer group went out and like posted saying like, you know,
Did they really?
a couple people did. And I think it was maybe one or two people out of the entire group. I just chose to remain silent. I was like, this is sure we got, you know, bamboozled a little, but it's it is what it is. And I
Yeah.
knew that they were going under because they were canning water. And so I was like, this is very sus. So when they charged us for the tour, I'm like, yep, they definitely just wanted a big money grab. And it
Wow.
was unfortunate because our beer group outings are usually really fun, and it usually is like good promotion for the breweries with minimal payment on their end because some of these breweries will pay social media marketing people like thousands of dollars.
Well, and like maybe don't let your employees drink your product. Number one. That's like bar
Mhm.
rescue episode. You know what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
definitely. I was just like, this is kind of crazy. And the one guy ended up like the girl who coordinated the event felt super bad, and we all felt for her because she was just so like apologetic to all of us. And you're like, there's nothing you can do. Like, happen. Like, you tried your best. Like, you were upfront about what our group was, how we like go and make content for breweries, and all we ask is like, a tour, maybe a couple free beers, like whatever their offering is.
Mhm.
And we're very upfront about it. So we're not like getting there and being like, we want all your beer. Like it's very like transactional.
Right.
Like we'll help you and you help us type of
Yeah.
like thing. And it's gone really well. We've done stuff for third space with our beer
And what's
group.
you have a name for the beer group or
We
not
have
really?
it's not like a defined name. I think like let's see. I know that we have like a group chat. It's called like the Beer Collective or something. Let me look at it. Brew City Beer Collective.
That's cool.
It's not really like a formal thing. It's just kind of, we've been more just getting together in smaller groups, like if people are free, because it's kind of hard, especially with a lot of the breweries closing in Milwaukee. We're just kind of like, like we'll
Is that a
let,
thing, really? Are there a lot of them closing?
yeah, there was, I shouldn't say now, there was a big wave of them. Let me look at the official list. I don't want to misspeak. But there was Company Brewing. Let's look. Close, Company, Mobcraft, City Lights, Enlightened. And
Wow.
then opened was North Pillar, 1840 West Bend, MK Brewing in Bayview, and then the third space Innovation Brew House. And then Explorium Hospitality Group bought Good City. And then Gathering Place bought Sahale. And then Lakefront bought Public Craft.
Explorium, they got good stuff. They're doing good
Mhm.
things. I like them.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about it, so how do you, this is one of my questions, but like, is what can, how do I put this? What's the craft beer scene doing well in the Milwaukee area? And where are some things that they can improve on?
Um,
Does that make sense?
I, yes, no, it does make sense. It's just, I feel like it's hard to pinpoint it because I feel like some breweries do really well, and then some breweries are like, But I would say it's a positive and a negative that I find that some breweries are almost morphing into bars. Like
Mm,
they're now
yeah,
offering like cocktails and wine and hard
yeah,
seltzers, and I'm just like, I mean, I hope that it does because a lot of breweries are riding that wave right now. And I get it because, you want to bring more customers in. And I was talking to one of the bartenders, and they were saying that the owners wanted to be competitive with other places. So that's why they're doing it.
yeah,
So I feel like it's a positive and a negative at the same
yeah.
time because I have friends who, really don't drink beer, but they'll go to a brewery and have a bunch of options. So I feel like it's positive and a negative. I hope it just doesn't draw away from the quality or their focus on beer.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, I
Hmm.
think what I when I lived in Washington State, one of the things that I really enjoyed was there were breweries, there were tap houses, there were wineries, and there were bars. And they all had their own place. They all were
Hmm.
like, they weren't I called them like we had a word co-competitors where
Hmm.
they all knew that they had to come together, especially during COVID. COVID really kind of like really shine a light on it, on the competitiveness of it. Like a tap house was just a place where you had a bunch of local breweries uh, uh, highlighted, right? You could get a beer from this brewery, beer from this brewery, and they're mostly all local or at least Pacific Northwest centric. Then you had your brewery where you would go to the actual brewery like we're used to. Then you had your wineries where the wineries were, and then your bar where it had a bunch of everything. I think here, in my opinion, just from being here for full time, living here now back, it's they're trying to find that identity. Like, could a tap house survive in Milwaukee and in Wisconsin, where it's just
Hmm.
all local beers, where you can find they highlight all local beers and you go there just to drink beer and you maybe have a wine. Do you think that
Hmm.
would work here or would it be
I
tough?
I feel like it depends on the area that you want to put it in. I know that
Yeah.
there's something similar in the, what is it, the Third Street Market Hall? Yeah, there is like a tap. It's like the one where you can hold a glass up and you
Oh,
can
where
like select your beer.
you can actually like
That
put a card in and you can yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
their tap house kind of vibe.
Okay.
So I think it depends on the area and it depends on like what their focus is. I feel like they have to be kind of, I don't want to say trendy, but like, is it a sports bar? Like, I think they have to find their niche at the same
Yeah.
time. Because I know a lot of people who either like visit Milwaukee, they'll go like to specific breweries if they're like into beer. So it needs to either be like a destination or it needs to be like a, I don't want to like say like, is it a, they need to find their own thing.
No, it's what I'm saying. Like their identity. It has to be, you have to have their
Yeah.
own identity.
Exactly. Like maybe that would do really well on Brady Street, but maybe it won't. So it's like, or maybe that might do well in the third ward, or maybe it's
Yeah.
hard to say because
Yeah.
I feel like it depends on their marketing. Because there's a lot of great places where I'm just like, oh, like I wish more people knew about this,
Yeah.
or things like that, where I feel like they're not using marketing techniques or not using social media to like get out the word, if that
And
makes
yeah,
sense.
no, and that's why I think it's important for what you do. Like I really do appreciate what you do. And it's not just taking pictures and posting it online. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes behind it. And it's tough to it's tough to sell that to because these guys are all small business owners, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
a lot of them don't even have an idea of, well, we can just get by with our locals. Well, yeah, for a little bit, but you want
Hmm.
to get bigger than that. I mean, you got to survive, you got to grow. And that's why I think what you're doing is so important. And that's why I really do appreciate what you do. You know what I mean? And I hope you see that.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, because like I said, it's sometimes hard to know the impact that you're making. Sometimes you post something and you're like, I don't know if this will reach people or, if a reel doesn't do as well or a video doesn't do as well. And it's kind of like, oh, that kind of
Yeah.
sucks.
It's
So it
meta.
just depends. Yeah, exactly. It's like I didn't get on the good side of the algorithm with this one. So it's hard, but thank you for your appreciation with that. And thank
Absolutely.
you for what you do too, because
Trying.
podcasting is a huge thing. There's
Trying.
huge like and it's hard.
It is. And that's why I really appreciate you coming on, like for real. And it's just it's good that somebody like you understands too. I mean, seriously.
Mhm.
So let's talk about the future. So what does the future hold for the Milwaukee Beer Blog and Yvonne? What does the future hold? You want to do your own podcast? Like what would be a 5-year plan?
It is so hard because I was actually asked this question by my friend's boyfriend the other day at a brewery, and I go, what is my plan? Like, it's hard. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how it will fit in with my career when I graduate school. So it's just hard to pinpoint where it will take me. I don't know if like more podcasting will be the route I will take. I'm not sure. I was thinking about just trying to grow my Instagram. Actually, my goal for this year was to hit 5K and I
You
did
did it.
that.
You did it
So now
already.
I'm like, oh, this year is only like almost 6 months in. So what do I want to do with the rest of the year? So I was actually thinking about that. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll just try to keep growing my account, keep posting the 3 reels a week at least,
Mm.
keeping up
Yep.
on stories and just trying to trudge along. I feel like partnering and being hosted by founders was a huge
That's huge.
opportunity. It was a huge opportunity and it was kind of a full circle moment with it being my hometown. So there's just new things that surprise me every time. So I would say I'm just gonna go with the flow. That's my plan
Yeah,
and see where it takes me.
I dig that. I do.
Yeah.
Maybe, well, the fact that you hit 5K and we're only in May and I'm a poet and I didn't know it means that you should probably have done 10,000. Like
I
10K
know.
should have been your goal.
I know. I should have been more optimistic or
Yeah.
more eager in
Yeah.
my planning.
I don't think I have 100 people following me, so it's that's all
I
good.
think you do. I saw it. I saw it. You have more than 100. That's
Okay,
good.
yeah, 101. No, it's all good.
The first 100 is always the hardest.
Oh,
I
for
would say
sure.
anything
For
under
sure.
1,000 was the hardest. I
For
feel like I
sure.
I got stuck at 700 for like years, I felt like.
Did you really?
But I wasn't posting consistently during
Yeah.
that time,
It's
but
tough. Yeah.
still I was like, wow, I'm like not even at 1,000 yet and it took a while.
Yeah. Um, I interviewed Jared from Wisco Dive Bars. He's an awesome guy too. He has like,
He has a lot.
and
I feel like he posts a lot.
he does like
Hmm.
multiple times a day. I mean, and
Hmm.
that's it. Like you got to be consistent with it. And it's
Yes.
all him pretty
Yeah,
much
that's
and
crazy.
his
Yeah.
fiance.
Hmm.
So anyways, um, so are there any like places that you'd like to go? Would you like to travel more with your blog? Like go to different cities, go to different states? Was that something that might be on the horizon?
Yes, I my goal for this summer is to go back to Door County. Because last time we went, we camped at Peninsula State Park and it poured for like days straight, which was so sad. So I want to go back there, like Wisconsin based,
Hmm.
and kind of go back there and check out the breweries. And then my husband and I are actually doing our honeymoon like 6 months, like 'cause we got married back in November.
Oh,
We're
you're
doing our honeymoon.
newlyweds.
Yes,
Well,
newlyweds.
congratulations.
Thank you so much. But we're going on our honeymoon to Japan this summer. And I've heard Japanese beer is kind of like the up and coming kind of thing. Like they do craft beer really well
Hmm.
and it's really great quality. So I'm excited to check that out. And I'll definitely be posting about that on the blog. And then I actually don't really even know what else I'm like doing this summer. Probably just trying to go to all the festivals in Milwaukee. And I think what's on my beer city bucket list is Asheville, North Carolina.
Mm,
Yeah, I've heard really great things, and I heard it's kind of like
mm.
a smaller city, kind of like Milwaukee.
I've heard that.
I don't have that anywhere on the horizon for a trip, but it's always like for years it's been on my bucket list.
I love that.
Hmm.
Well, we'll have to get together this summer and have a beer together somewhere.
Hmm. Yes.
We'll have to make that happen. Maybe get you part of
Yes,
your group.
definitely.
Can I be a part of your
Yes.
group? I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
join the
It's
group.
like,
Join the
okay,
group.
join the
I'll let
group.
you know when there's a meetup.
Okay, that sounds
There
awesome.
hasn't been one for months, but next time we'll see.
Um, so we're almost out of time.
Mhm.
So I have one more fun question. Okay.
Mhm.
Or do you want all three? Do you want one? Do you want two?
Just pick. You can just throw it out. Just whatever, how many amount you want to do, and whichever
Okay.
ones you want to do.
Well, I gotta know, what's your go-to beer when you walk into a brewery? What's your go-to style?
Yes. Yes. I would say it's hard to choose because I feel like some breweries do certain things better. Like, Youngblood and Madison, they do like hazies and sours really well, in my opinion. So I'll either order one of those two if it's like a brewery style like that. But lately, I have been loving a blonde ale or lager. I don't know
Hmm.
if it's just because I'm wishing for summer weather,
No, please. I
but
know, for real.
I know it's just so cold, but
Yeah.
I'm just maybe trying to drink it into existence. But or I do love a West Coast too. And I've been like, if I see it, because you don't see it at every brewery a lot of times. So if I
No.
see a West Coast, then I'll usually try it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's I'm an IPA guy, like I told you. So
Hmm.
those are my but hazies, yeah, I like
Hmm.
hazies too. We were talking about before we even started recording, really, but you were really you went all in on the hazies for a while, right?
Yep, I went too hard when I was getting into craft beer and like hazies were starting to become like the biggest thing. I would drink it all the time. Like every time I was a brewery, I would drink hazies, and then I was wondering why I felt awful the next day. And it's because of the hazies. They just do not like me if you drink it in excess.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I don't know. Like I love hazies. I love them. But I
mhm,
know what you mean. And it's like the next day, if I have too many, I'm done. Like I'm just like,
mhm,
ugh, I just feel so heavy and well, I am heavy, but like I just feel like bloated and you know what I mean? I don't know. Just
yeah, it's
feel,
kind of like drinking a cocktail at the end of the night. You just are like, why did I do that?
why did
Whereas
I
like
do
the
that? Exactly.
Yeah. It's like, okay, one hazy is good. And then if you have more than two or three, then it's like, yikes.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hmm.
Um, okay, we'll do another one. So this is one I asked Jared from Wisco Dive Bars. But I want to get your if you
Hmm.
could bring, we'll just do one person with you to one of your places and you would show them they could be in your Instagram and in your posts. Who would that one person be? And they could be living or dead. And why?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this the other day and I was like, who would I bring? And it's hard for me to pinpoint because I'm thinking more like along the lines of like Milwaukee beer icons.
Mm.
So like Captain Paps
Oh my
or
goodness.
Miller or because I think it was Frederick Miller. He brought hops in his pocket when he came over from Germany. Yeah, he carried it, or no, it was yeast. Yeast in his pocket.
I
Don't
didn't
quote me
know
on it.
that.
He had something in his pocket when he came over from Germany, and I just think he would be an odd dude to like bring somewhere. And also, I feel like if you could take him back or like bring him into our times and seeing like people videotaping breweries, he would probably lose his mind. So that'd be kind of interesting to see. He's like, who is this stupid girl just like filming me? So that would be kind of
Yeah, you'd be
humorous.
like,
Yeah, I would just be up in his face and he'd be like, whoa, whoa, step back, please. But then also another tie would be because it's like a Wisconsin icon. Comedian is like Charlie Barron's too. He'd be really
mm,
fun to
hmm.
like go around to a brewery. And I know he lives in the Milwaukee area, so he'd probably know like the good places. So somebody like that would be fun too. So you could do like serious, like, Miller or like comedian Charlie
Yeah.
Barron's.
You know what I did? I totally emailed him and messaged him to be in the podcast. And you know
Hmm.
what? At least they responded. And they
That's
were
good.
very nice and like,
Hmm.
well, no, but thank you. And we wish you the best of luck. It was awesome.
Oh, that's
It
so
was,
funny.
well,
That is so
Yvonne,
funny.
my beer is empty. That means it's time to go. But I want you to promote yourself. So, where can people find you and do all the things? Go.
Well, my Instagram is milwaukeebeer.blog. I pretty much use that for my mode of communication as my account. I also do have a Facebook that I think is linked. So if you'd rather just follow me on that, it's the same handle. And yeah, that's where you can find me. My name is Yvonne Murray. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this is awesome. You're great. I really do appreciate what you do. And I know how much work it goes into, and the fact that you have a full-time job on top of that too. And you do a great thing, and you're at the VA. I mean, that's fantastic. So I truly
Thank you.
appreciate you. I truly appreciate you listening, you watching, and we will see you all next time. Bye bye.
Cause baby, I
Bye.
feel real good, and I wish I would.
There it is.
It's gotta be
Perfect.
against the law to look this damn good. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time, and I came to groove the whole